This is LiAngelo's third game in his second summer league. He faced the Chicago Bulls. While the Hornets coach and general manager try to figure out how to improve their team, LiAngelo won't start because he's caught in between. In between showing the world he's NBA ready and his coach not giving him realistic time on the court to do so. He was subbed in at the end of the first.
LiAngelo into the ball game. To an arousing ovation.
The goal of Summer League is to find players that will fit your main roster. And even though no one on the Summer League team has better chemistry with the Hornets starting point guard than Gelo, the staff don't see him as a priority, so his teammates don't either.
His younger brother LaMelo, star point guard for the Hornets. Alex won if they want it. Jones with a nice feed inside.
And it's not like they completely ice him out, but he does seem to get the leftovers.
Ball, gonna have to get a quick one out. Had to rush it, and that's the end of the first quarter of play. Charlotte up by 6.
In the first quarter, his only attempt was a hopeless one. When you're not the point guard, you're at the mercy of the point guard. All Gelo can do is try to get open and go to the ball.
Offensive skills here, Corey.
Yeah, and he's a guy that's not going to score the buckets with the ball in his hands. He's going to be more of a cutter, a slasher, a guy that is being able to, benefit off of having guys like a DeMar DeRozan, like a Zach LaVine around him.
Using his strong frame, his hustle play rewards him with a basket. Now back to his assigned location at the three-point line.
Matter of fact, I saw you guys talking with Chauncey earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't play defense.
No, Mr. Big Shot.
That wasn't his thing. That's my guy.
It was Mr. Big Deep.
At this point, LiAngelo isn't sure how many touches he's going to get this game.
Top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. When you look at DeMar DeRozan, what he did last year, had another fantastic season, had so many clutch.
He doesn't want to force his shot, but he needs buckets in order to get an NBA spot. Plus, his minutes are limited.
Got some good pieces there.
And the ultimate sixth man in Alex Caruso.
Let's coming together to watch these young guys make their mark in the league, if you will, from a summer league perspective. And then and it almost feels like, Mark, we're back on that sort of regular calendar.
Right.
The pandemic has been what it's been, but to be on a regular calendar and cadence, summer league, then on to.
Gelo played 6 minutes and 24 seconds in the first half. He didn't shoot too well. He was 1 for 3. But he wasn't alone. McGowan's was 0 for 7 at that point, JT Thor 0 for 3, and they were getting blown out and starting to play pretty sloppy.
Playing for the NBA championship, saw Mario work out recently, really imbued himself confidence-wise to better performances along the way. And, a lot of times he and LeBron would get into these real heated and passionate exchanges, but the entire team benefited as a result.
Jonesy, to that point, when
Yes.
I covered that team in Miami back in those days before I arrived at ESPN, they used to call them the Big Three, as you know, and then the Little 12.
There you go.
And Mario used to take exception to that.
Gelo checks in with 4.5 minutes left in the third. He's desperate to make sure this second half is not like the first.
Seeing some of the wonderful sights and sounds over there. Recently came back from Greece with the family, visited the basketball court where Giannis Antetokounmpo movie. No, it wasn't. That not as well. You know what? I don't remember it being in the movie. No, but I saw the real thing, so I might be wrong on that. But it was great to walk in the steps where he.
Gelo is eagerly waiting for a pass, but unfortunately, he passes it too late. The defender has changed his position and gets a deflection.
Ball had his pass knocked out. It'll stay Charlotte basketball.
LiAngelo's face says it all. He's ready to be incorporated. He's ready to contribute. The next time he touches the ball, he will shoot it no matter what.
To play, in Rome, Virtus Roma, one season.
Who was your coach?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? I bet he made you practice.
It's too contested. He might have to start putting the ball on the floor.
Here's LiAngelo, ball off the dribble handoff. Good feet inside for the bucket. Okay.
I'll tell you this, Mark.
He tries to mix it up with the mid-range.
After you hit me with the Crisco here in Vegas.
There you go, and Ball missing the mid-range.
And remember, they said LiAngelo could not drive to the rim.
Celebration Bowl several years. Nice move inside by LiAngelo Ball.
Finishing at the basket is working, so he'll stick to that.
Shoot it anyway, anyhow, it doesn't matter.
You're right. Alexander missing the little floater. Manic inside, Williams finds Ball with another field goal. Charlotte trying to mount a late charge. LiAngelo Ball with 6 points.
LiAngelo is trying to get on the main roster of the Hornets, but in order to do so, he has to do well on the Swarm and the Summer League. Even though these guys are his teammates, they're all competing with one another. Everybody wants a spot on the roster, so they're fighting to get it. But LiAngelo is fighting with one arm tied behind his back. He gets the least amount of minutes and the ball is passed to him the least. Some think the organization should play their draft picks and their two-way players more than LiAngelo because they have investments in those guys. Well, I'm here to tell you, investments are always risk, while LiAngelo is guaranteed cash on the table. McGowan's took 18 shots this game. LiAngelo took 8. What if this organization prioritized LiAngelo as well? What if he had the same opportunity as the rest of the guys? Questions we shouldn't have to ask ourselves because it should have already been tested. LaMelo is your star player. If you really want to invest in the future of your organization, maybe give him what he wants. Also got to talk about LiAngelo's defense. It was better this game in my opinion because he stayed active, yet he got less fouls and he played more minutes. So that's something he's definitely working on. He said he's focusing on that, and we could look forward to that in the future. Can't forget to talk about the announcers talking about LeVar.
LeVar Ball, courtside here. Tell you what, there's been a lot said and written about LeVar. Bottom line, his 3 kids are playing professional basketball and making honest and wonderful livings for themselves.
Facts.
And for their families. Period.
And I will say this, in dealing with grassroots basketball the way that I do, LeVar Ball is one of the many fathers who's very outspoken about his young men, this, that, and other. The difference is, as you mentioned, his 3 kids are pros.
Right.
There are very few that have one pro that are that outspoken, as well as having 3. So again, props to LeVar and what he's been able to accomplish.
A lot of people had criticisms for his methodology. Well, the process sometimes isn't as important as the final result.
I like what he said there. Tons of outspoken fathers, but his sons were successful and people had to find something to criticize. I mean, it's ridiculous. Let's keep it going.
He made his own path for his young men, and they're playing professional basketball. Facts.
He said facts. Yes, you know what it is. Thanks for the shout out. Let's keep it going.
I always remember the clip of LeVar walking in onto the set. I believe it was First Take.
Right.
And he's strolling in. And Lonzo's got the hood on behind him like, do I really have to be here? This isn't about...
I remember that. That's the good old days, boy. LeVar on ESPN. Quit playing.
Sometimes you got to say it with your chest.
It's interesting because, I met LeVar a long time ago when Lonzo was at UCLA.
Right.
And he would come in studio with me on my LA radio show all the time. And back then, he would tell us how good the boys were. And this is when Lonzo had only played like maybe a couple of games at UCLA. And he, to his credit, said he thought that LaMelo could be the best one of all of them. And at that time, he was like 13 years old or something like that. It was crazy. But he has been a prophet in regards to his children. There's no doubt.
Okay, they talking about the prophet, the prophecy. Wait, y'all believe what he said about LaMelo, but do you believe what he said about LiAngelo? He said LiAngelo is the brother that makes his other brothers go. He elevates their game. He's the missing piece. So y'all sit up here talking about y'all believe LeVar on what he said about LaMelo and Lonzo. Come on now. It's not complete. What did Kobe say? Job's not finished until we see that prophecy fulfilled.
No doubt.
And we also have to acknowledge the fact that he did play college basketball. It's not as though he wasn't. You know what I mean?
He got a resume.
Right. He does have a resume of his own. So, I mean, to say that he had an eye for talent, you can, give him the credit for that early.
You've seen the videos of the young men doing drills and push-ups and running hills. in the summertime as youngsters growing into the game. Corner wing three is good. And Yaya.
But I will also say this.
Yeah.
What his 2 point guard sons do best, he didn't teach them that.
Passing?
That's natural.
Yeah. That's innate.
You cannot teach that.
Right.
The way that Lonzo and LaMelo pass the basketball, you can't teach that. They're born with that.
Wait, so that's just a coincidence that two sons from the same family have crazy passing ability? You just can't teach it. They're born with that? That's complete cap, and they don't understand that. And let me show you, like, when me and LeVar were sitting in his basement watching these videos, this is what he did. He took them to play older competition, push the pace. He put them in an environment where your instincts had to kick in sooner, where you had to see the man faster. You know what I mean? That'd be like having two boxers that are really fast and you saying they was just born fast. No, that is not no crazy Guinness World Record coincidence. LeVar got them boys to where they are. Point blank, period. Now Gelo's position was a little different, even though Gelo does have vision. He's a scorer, but Gelo has vision. Y'all seen that one pass? Nah, he got more of them, but he don't need to pass. He need to be the shooter. But everything they were saying about LeVar, I appreciate that. They were on point with most of that, except until the final thing he said where LeVar didn't teach them that. They was born with that. Come on now, what does that sound like? Get that out of here. But overall, y'all seen what I had to say about LiAngelo. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Ball facts again. Peace.